So, want to be a millionaire, huh? What are some of the main things that you need to know about becoming a millionaire? Do you have the drive? Do you have the dedication? Do you have the knowledge? Do you have any of those? Because the most important thing is being consistent. You must be consistent in what you're doing, whether it's a product, whether it's a service, whether it's a reoccurring payment system, whether it's a one time, whether it's an invoice. Doesn't matter what it is, you have to be consistent and you have to be 100% dedicated to building what you want to scale. For instance, some of the things that I do is quantity versus quality, meaning you have to make a decision. Do you want to sell your products or service in quantity to a ton of people, meaning a lower scale product, but selling it to a lot more? Or do you want a higher scale product, selling it to a littler amount of people, a smaller amount of people? The other one is my risk versus reward. Is my risk going to top my reward, and vice versa? Is my reward worth my risk? For instance, if my risk, if it goes wrong, or I don't make the money that I thought I would make, what is it going to do to my personal life? Am I betting everything on red is what I'm stating. So if this doesn't work out, or if this investment, ends up not being a good pull, what is it going to do to myself and my family? Can we recoup from this? How long is it going to take us to recoup from this? These are some questions that you need to be asking yourself. Another one is your DTI, which is your debt to income. I follow this to the letter T. So I'm always keeping, I'll use real estate for example, my taxes, mortgage, and insurance below my cash flow. Meaning if I have 50 properties, 25 of those properties could be completely vacant, just not cash flow positive at all. And I'm still going to be cash flow positive for the reason that my taxes, mortgage, and insurance on a single family home are about $450, but then my cash flow is $450 to $550. So realistically, 27, 28 out of 50 could not be making money, and I'm still breaking even or making a little bit of money. You want to run your business exactly the same way. You don't want to over leverage yourself. You want to be consistent in everything that you do. And one of the most important rule of thumbs is you have to allow other people to do the work that you may want to do yourself and know they're not going to do it as good as you think you can do it. So once you open up to that, you get your mindset right, you put a system in place, you build your micro steps, meaning you want your business to tack on an additional, let's say $50,000 a year. That $50,000 a year seems like a lot of money. And of course, to our minds, 50,000, you're thinking 50,000 stacked here on the table like this. Realistically, 50,000 is more or less like this. You want to break it down. You don't care about the whole chunk right here. You want to break it down till you get to this, and then you're to the 50,000, which is really here. What I would do for that, instead of basing it on a whole number a year, I drop it down to quarters, or maybe I drop it down to a month, even a week, a day, even an hour. If I needed to make 50,000 a year extra, I know within a 24-hour day, it's going to cost me, I'm going to need to make, about $5.75 an hour, give or take. I did that in my head. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. About $5.75 an hour is what I'm going to need to make in a 24-hour day. Now, when you break it down in micro steps to that amount, it really is not that much money. For me, that's 2 products a day I have to sell. That's it. Or, if you have a recurring business, a membership business, maybe that's 2 new people you have to take on a day. But then that's a consistent, reoccurring income on something that's a service that's reoccurring. Or if you have, construction company or anything like that, you have to take on extra jobs just to replace that hourly income. Doesn't mean you need to go out and make $5.75 an hour. No, you can make $300 an hour, then you're good for the next 2 days. Ultimately, what you want to do is stack the money, divide it out between everything in micro steps. You learn how to do that, you'll learn how to grow and scale a business. That is a guarantee.